think I'll go to the league website and see 40 pictures of Caleb Williams and nothing on us. I just hate it's simp behavior. There's no reason for him to worry about what's on that NFL website. And Caleb Williams being featured on it is a testament of his potential and what he's produced. The ceiling on Trevor is not nearly as high as what he was projected as. If I log on to the NFL's website, I don't want to see Trevor Lawrence highlights. Doesn't excite me.
If you want to see more information about the Jacksonville Jaguars, then maybe you should do something that's worthy of attention. I mean, Caleb is box office. You said it. He's cinema. Caleb aura farmed the whole season. He was mogging the Packers while he was throwing game-winning touchdowns. That's the type of stuff that you put front and center on your social media page. That gets clicks. That gets attention. That gets shares. What are the Jacksonville Jaguars doing to get shares? Nothing. You mad? You mad because Chicago was put up here and Jacksonville isn't? Jay-Z said, what the hell have y'all done? Even have an opinion on what I've been doing. What the hell have y'all won? Only thing you can associate with is losing.
And Liam Coen, if you're mad now about all the attention Caleb's getting, look away in February. Look away in late January. Because I can guarantee you one thing. The Jaguars won't be relevant when it gets cold. They're going to do what Florida does because you're going to be really, really tired of seeing Caleb Williams in a few months.
Yeah, we yelling at the screen every Sunday night. Talk slick, throw the remote, we just want it right. Front office tripping, man, they can't get it right. Whole city heated, but we still gon' fight. We talking Bulls trade, biz draft, missed calls, club slump, soft rebuild. We seen it all. Yeah, we loud, yeah, we gritty. I'm a little frustrated, but I still love my city. Yeah, north side, south side, west, we united.
I'm still smoking that Cristen Cole pack, man.
Definitely one of the more satisfying deaths in the Game of Thrones universe. But damn, like, I felt like maybe he should have suffered a little bit more. He took one to the rib, one to the head. Like, they wasn't playing with Shorty. Like, he thought he was going to get an honorable death. He said, your best two swordsmen, we ain't doing none of that. None of that extra shit. You don't have the leverage, buddy. Like, how you going to make demands on your deathbed?
I was so happy I'm like, hey, don't even entertain his goofy shit. Just fan him from right here where you stand. Get him off the board. Let's move to the next one. Listen, I was so happy. They blicked him 3 times. Get him up out of here.
Fellas, get your emotions in check. Sir Cristen Cole sided with the wrong team and turned into a snake over some coochie. Don't ever go out that sad over a piece of coochie.
It was so much going on in that episode, man. You had Cristen Cole get packed up finally. You had Rhaenyra try to snake Orman. She sent the undercover assassins up there to get Orman. Almost got away with it too.
That was cold, but they overplayed their hand though. The back door was open too.
Yeah, it was. Asking too many questions, man. It tipped them off.
Yeah. Can we see the king? And you can't reach for your sidearm. Well, I guess they got swords. You can't reach that quick. You know, you got to lure them in. You got to finesse them a little bit. They didn't use no finesse, the high towers. Yeah, I want to call that little boy a high tower, but he's not a high tower, but he's being raised like a high tower.
He is. It was a lot going on this week. The Bears, they had the first week of training. We talking about Game of Thrones. We had the Kyle Shanahan. You had the Liam Coen trying to get snooty with our quarterback.
Don't be a hater. We all the way in the NFC not bothering you. What you thinking about the Bears for? Nobody even asked him about Caleb or the Bears. Why would you just bring them up?
Tony Romo, his arrest video came out. You saw
Hilarious.
that?
Did I pass? Clink, clink.
Hey, if the police get to you and they say, hey, you're going to come outside and do a sobriety test, and you say, hold on, let me stretch first. It's a wrap, bro.
You cooked.
It's already up. They didn't need to see the bottle in the car. As soon as you said, I'm going to my grandma's house, that's an excuse we all use for first and foremost.
You brought that up. It is 2026. There are ride share services all around. Everybody has a cell phone. You got to be a big goofy or Buford if you out here 50 plus getting smoked on a DWI. What are you thinking? Call an Uber. Call your homie. Dude, we've all done it. We've all had a little too much to drink, a little too much to smoke, and we got in the car. At least be smart enough to put that bottle in the trunk, throw that bottle away, or don't have the blunt and clear view. You got the bottle in the car. You literally drink it while you driving. Once a cowboy, always a cowboy.
It's a two Americas type thing. Because if I got $72 million wrapped up in my job, and I know if I get arrested, I'm going to get fired and lose all my bread, I'm not playing them games. But Tony, he say he good.
You gambled with 72 million. You gambled with 72 M's to watch football. And that was your job. You was getting paid 72 to watch football. And you weren't even that good at watching football. You weren't even that good at watching and talking. Tony seemed like he was drunk. You know what? It makes sense now. He was drunk in that booth.
He not gonna get 72 million doing anything else for the rest of his life.
Tony's career done on major networks.
CBS is gonna fire him.
He might as well get a podcast. It's podcast time, bro. Go on, get on your phone. Have AI put you a nice little image. Make it your profile for YouTube. Go ahead, get that podcast started, Tony. But stay out of our way because your podcast ain't gonna be as good as ours.
All right, we talked about Game of Thrones. You said, don't throw your livelihood away because of coochie. Don't throw your livelihood away because of the bottle. Let's talk about the Bears' livelihood. 1 weekend of training camp. They got an off day on Sunday. Let's go back to day one. You got the news of TJ and Gordon going to PUP. Montez is sick. And the rumors are not true. He is not sick because he had some bad lettuce from Taco Bell. He's not missing camp because he's dookie on himself. Not the case. Cal Monungai is also absent. Q, where do you want to start with? TJ, Kyler, Tez, Cal Monungai?
The major one that I'm concerned about is Kyler. In the last year plus, I think we've seen him on the football field 3 times. I don't believe he played in any preseason football last year, did he?
No, his first game was like week 5. I think his first game was the game right before the bye week. Then he got hurt again.
Right.
Then but he was out all of camp. All of camp, he missed all of that.
And then he came back during the playoffs or the week before the playoffs. He came back during the playoffs, right? Green Bay.
I think it was during the playoffs. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Because he really got snaps in the Rams game. That's when he really played a lot.
So Kyler being hurt is not a new thing for us Bears fans. We're pretty much used to it. But at this point, the energy from Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen, when discussing his injury in the opening press conferences, the tenor of the words they use, it sounds like they're over it, for one. And if two, it made me think about another former Chicago athlete who was slow to come back from injuries. You know who I'm talking about?
You talking D Rose?
I am talking Mr. Rose. Shout out to the Rose. What was the thing about D Rose? The thing was that it was taking a long time for him to just get back on the field, even though the team felt that he was good enough to play. It was taking too long for him to feel good enough to play. And I feel like they're saying the same things up there in Hallis Hall. The words that they were using in those press conferences, it wasn't that, he had a setback. They never said he had a setback. They had a delay. A delay. That's key to me. A delay in what? That means that there's an expectation that somebody is ready for this day, or you should be at a certain point on this day. And if for some reason he's not there, not because of anything happened that pushed him back. They didn't say setback. They just said setback. They just said that. Because they said that depended on, talking about when Jalen got hurt last year, right? They said setback. Kyler, they're not saying that. There's the delay. I feel like this is the beginning of the year.
It does seem like they're heading to Splitsville. And, can you blame the Bears at this point? Kyler Gordon, one of my favorite players. But I feel like I say this every single episode. Your best ability is availability. The guy's just not on the football field enough to justify the contract. Since he got the extension, we've had 3 games, and not even 3 good games, 3 beat-up games. And now we don't know when he's going to be back on the field. We have no clue. I don't know if I interpret it as they think he's healthy enough, because, man, they call him a soft tissue injury. I don't know if he ever healed from the playoffs. OTAs came around. He was doing some work on the side, but he wasn't working with the team. This is just a very, very confusing situation with Kyler Gordon, and frustrating. I think I'm more at the point of frustration than confusion.
Everyone in Bears Nation is frustrated, me included, because for one, you're supposed to be on that field showing out right now, right? Because the offense has been whooping the defense up and down the field so far during the first week of training camp. But to this point, Kyler Gordon is Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man weekend. Kyler Gordon, where are you at? You missing an action. Q, have you seen Spider-Man yet?
I've not seen Spider-Man yet.
I don't know how you dodging all these spoilers because they out here. These spoilers is hot.
I've been not looking. I have not logged on to my main Facebook page since Friday.
You better than me, man. I had to go see that, man. Listen, I've seen it almost 3 times already now.
Maybe I'll see it tonight. You know what? It's on my bootleg app. I got it loaded up in the queue. All you got to do is give me the word now, and I'll watch it tonight.
Let me know how you feel about the Hulk doing that thing with Mary Jane.
You want to die, huh?
Hey, but Dr. Doom was killing it in that movie, though, man. Like, hey, but I ain't gonna say too much. I ain't gonna say nothing else.
You said enough.
I'm gonna let you enjoy it. I'm gonna say nothing. But it was really surprising when Miles Morales pulled up. But anyway, from one Spider-Man to the other, we need Kyler Gordon back because this defense, as presently suited, is better when he's out there. But we can only do so much until he gets back. Q, another thing that I took from the press conferences when they talked about it, Dennis Allen, he was asked, what are you going to do in the interim? Who's going to replace Kyler? And what's the plan for when Kyler comes back? Ben Johnson said Kyler got to earn his way back, basically. And that's not verbatim. He got to earn his trust back. But what do you think about Dennis Allen's plan for having a nickel rotation? Do you agree with it?
I mean, the Bears' contingency plan for Kyler Gordon is poor at best. There's no depth at the nickelback position. You're bringing in Jalen Jones, who was a guy that was cast away a year ago, played with Arizona last year, was on their practice squad last year. You did pick up Cam Lewis from Buffalo, who's played nickelback, has played safety. This is more of a utility guy. This is more of a special teams guy. I guess you mix and match. Frankly, I was surprised that we let C.J. Gardner-Johnson walk out the door so easily. I get that maybe, as Dennis Allen said, one of the big emphasis, and Brian Poles also said this in the offseason, was to get faster. And CJ is not exactly a guy with a lot of speed, and he was exposed in some of those matchups, especially when, Green Bay would isolate somebody on him. You saw Christian Watson moving into the slot to line up specifically on CJ. You saw the Lions do that, try to get Jameson in there, or Amon-Ra St. Brown, even though Amon-Ra does operate a lot from the slot. They specifically had Amon-Ra in the slot against CJ. So I do get why they wanted to upgrade the speed position, but CJ was a guy who came in and did a solid job. He's a guy that also could play safety. In a pinch, he can play nickel. He brings the physicality to the position. He brings high IQ. He's just a guy that's been around a lot of winning football. So I was surprised that we let him walk, especially when he's a guy that what did he leave for? A 1-year deal? $7 million? I felt like that was a good fallback plan to have. So we're out here a little bit exposed at nickel, and a lot have been exposed. And the most frustrating aspect about it is you referenced Dennis Allen. When Dennis Allen first got this job, the only player he mentioned by name on the Bears defense was Kyler Gordon. That lets you know that Kyler was a big piece, big key to what he was going to do on defense.
Since speed is the key, right? You want to be able to match up speed for speed. You want to be able to play that, and you need speed if you're going to do the exact Dennis Allen thing. And you can put people on islands and things like that, right? You need to have speed. What if we move our rookie safety down with that 4.3 speed, who has experience playing corner? Why don't we move him down to play nickel in some situation? Now I know. Before you even say it, I see the things moving around in your head. He's a rookie. You probably don't want to throw too much at him, trying to learn 2 different positions. I get it, but but it's not like it's not information for him anyway. He had to do it while he's in college.
So I think the problem that comes with, because that was my suggestion. I think we discussed I said, well, hey, why not move Thieneman to that nickel spot? Because you got a veteran like Elijah Hicks who's starting to pass. Well, Elijah Hicks is also not practicing right now. You don't have Jonathan Owens here anymore. You lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So you're thin at safety. I think their issue is you move Thieneman to the nickel, and now you got a huge hole at the opposite safety spot. I would be all for Thieneman moving there if Elijah Hicks was healthy, but the Bears secondary is already a little banged up. And that is concerning this early in camp, especially since I don't think the Bears secondary has a depth it did last year. Last year, when Jalen was hurt, you had Terrell Smith, who also got hurt in preseason. But then you had Nashawn Wright. You had him come fill in. When Kyler Gordon was injured, you brought in C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You had some depth. C.J. could play safety positions if Brisker needed a breather. You had Nashawn, you had Tyreek. You don't have the same depth this year, so it's kind of concerning. But I do wonder if you'll see Thieneman take some snaps at nickel, because that's who I think would be the best guy suited to replace Kyler Gordon at that nickel position if Kyler's gone for an extended amount of time.
I feel like nothing should be off the table. Right now is a very big season for everybody involved. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, Dennis Allen, Kyler Gordon himself, Jalen Johnson. Everybody has got a lot riding on the outcome of this season. Everybody needs to put their best foot forward, just for personal reasons, right? A lot of those guys I named, they're looking for either contract extensions, raises. In football, a lot of the outcomes, what happens with you personally, has to do with what's going on around you. Like, example, if the Bears are not getting good pressure on the quarterback, Jalen Johnson's going to have a worse season. You can only cover somebody for so long. And Jalen Johnson has a reputation of being I don't get a lot of targets going on over here because I'm blanketing my guy, right? Now, I'm not calling him Darrell Reeves, but he does put people on the island. He blankets them down for a good 4 seconds. But if the Bears are letting quarterbacks sit in the pocket for 5, 6 seconds, you're going to see Jalen Johnson get targeted a lot more. So that's a worse season for him. Everybody's looking for a good outcome to this season for their own personal reasons. They're going to need the next man to really be available and step up to also help them out in that endeavor. Kyler Gordon, man, we're going to need you. While I talked about the pass rush, Tez, he's sick. He is not supposed to be a serious situation. He should be. He was going to be good. Now, TJ Edwards, he's also on the PUP. TJ Edwards also dealing with a soft tissue calf injury from training, not at the Bears facility, but, doing his own away from team stuff. But again, something I took from what they said in the press conference, they don't believe that that's major. They expect him to be back sooner rather than another absence. Cal Monungai, what is going on with bro?
That is a good question. And once again, Hallis Hall is very mum. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about the Bears in the last few years, not a lot of clarity on why guys are missing or not at camp. Sometimes not even the games. We talked a couple weeks ago. Remember the 2019 season when Roquan Smith just was gone for, was it 2 games or 1 game, 2 weeks? Just gone. We saw last year and into this year, 5th round pick Zoff Frazier. He was placed on the non-football injury list and was out for a year and then just recently cut. So we lost a 5th round pick that never got on the field, not even in preseason. Zoff Frazier didn't even practice and
No.
okay, I think so we spent a 5th round pick on a guy that never made an impact. We still don't know what was it with Zoff Frazier. I guess it was an injury, but we have no clue. So knowing the way that the organization,
I think I heard that he reappears somewhere on somebody's practice squad. I think I heard that, but yeah, you're right. The Bears, to their credit, they kept his personal business under wraps. They did him a solid, but no, he never put on pass for this squad.
So with Cal Monungai, I am a little concerned. I definitely am concerned because we haven't heard any news, and with the Bears recently, no news has not been good news.
You talked about the safety room, not a lot of depth there. The running back room, Cal Monungai and DeAndre, that's pretty much it. You said earlier that the Bears, you didn't really flat out say it, but I heard it. The Bears did themselves a disservice by actually letting C.J. Gardner just walk away. And they put all their chips, all their belief into Kyler Gordon, somebody who's told you, who's shown you that he cannot be really trusted like that. They did the same thing with the running back room. Cal Monungai and DeAndre Swift was really all you had because you cannot depend on Roschon Johnson whatsoever. But now look at us.
Not even to stay healthy, not even to stay productive. Not productive, not healthy.
And here we go again. So that's 2 areas right now we need to keep an eye on, Q, as far as if depth concerned, and maybe if we need to start being really concerned when we start getting to these joint practices as we get into week 2 of training camp. But let's segue. Let's talk about week 1 of training camp. Q, pretty much everybody, the report is the offense looks amazing. How do you feel about how everything's looked so far this week?
I'm not surprised that the offense hit training camp running. You're bringing back the same play caller. You're bringing back the same quarterback. The offense is pretty much intact besides DJ Moore, who went to Buffalo, and Drew Dahlman, who retired, and left tackle has Ozzie Trapillo hurt. You're returning pretty much 8 stars. Well, really 9 because Braxton Jones started the season as a starter. So your core guys are there. And the guys you did lose, Drew Dahlman, you're replacing him with a veteran who just played in the Super Bowl. So you're replacing him with a guy that has familiarity with the system, outside zone, run schemes. You lose DJ Moore, but you're bringing back Luther Burden. You're bringing back Roma Dunze. Both guys who are familiar with this offense, who were here last year. You're bringing back Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet. It's not a surprise the offense pretty much hit the ground running. So I feel good about that. Now, I do feel, I don't know how you feel, I feel like this should be a top 5 offense in the NFL. I feel like that's what they were trending to in the second half of the season anyways, and that's where they finished, right?
It was top 3 offense, I think. No, it was a top 3 rushing offense. I think they was in the top 10 off the total offense.
Yeah, and you got scoring, you got offensive yards per game, you got so many different dynamics. But I think when you combine all the dynamics, you'd say the Bears offense roughly around 5th for all the things, and roughly in the 5 to 10 area.
Yeah, I would take that. I would have a negative outlook on this season if the Bears are not a top 5 offense. I'm talking about top 6, top 7, 8. All those are great. But I feel like everything you said, you're bringing back all of these offensive weapons. We did all of this work into just stacking talent on the offensive side of the ball. You got Ben Johnson, one of the elite offensive minds in the National Football League right now. Caleb Williams taking another step forward with Ben Johnson in his ear, understanding what he wants out of his quarterback. After they had that Odyssey-long film session not too long ago in which he went through all of his incompletions. You heard about that, Q? When they watched all of his incompletions in just a film session? Him and Ben Johnson and Caleb. Them locking in like that into understanding what each other wants out of the other and where each other can be better, because Ben Johnson said a lot of those incompletions are on him. Not on Caleb, not on the wide receivers. They said some of them was on him, some of them was on Caleb, and some was on the wide receivers. Everybody understanding what is at stake here and improving the communication and improving on the field. If you can't tell me this is not a top 5 offense, then I'm going to have some questions. It should be no excuse. I would be devastated.
I mean, you got Luther Burden. Last year, he looked amazing once he understood the offense, once he got himself healthy. You're talking about a guy that is a vertical threat. You're talking about a guy that is run after the catch. He looks like a guy potentially. He looks like a guy that's potentially, and I want to temper expectations because I am a Bears fan, but the national media is saying this looks like a breakout star type guy. And when I look at him, I see a little Jamar Chase in him. I see a little Jamar Chase. I see a little Antonio Brown in terms of the things he can do after the catch. I want to temper expectations. Look, those are great players. Those are guys that have put up Hall of Fame type seasons. I think Antonio Brown is a Hall of Fame career, but that's a story for another day. You look at the other side, Roma Dunze. For all the talk about the injury that he sustained last year that slowed him down, derailed him, he looks really good this offseason. Rome looks really good. Rome might be the guy that we saw the first 6 games of last year. And then one of the things that we have to talk about, Caleb Williams losing 10 to 15 pounds. This is already one of the guys who was clocking on the speed radar, one of the top 5, with the guys that were clocked in the top 5 in terms of miles per hour last year. Just lost 10 to 15 pounds. I don't know if you've seen it. He looks good. More streamlined. Last quarterback I saw that made a concerted effort to change his diet and getting the best shape of his life was Tom Brady. That guy won some more Super Bowls after that.
Lamar Jackson, he came to camp a few seasons ago, 15 pounds lighter.
And
had an MVP
culminated
season.
in what? An MVP?
Yeah, he had an MVP season.
So we've had two guys getting the best shape of their life. Caleb was on that trajectory. Tom Brady, Lamar, move over. Slide my boy an MVP. Welcome him to the club. Slide my boy MVP. Welcome him to the club. I think that's where it's headed. Now, with the loss of the weight, I do have to ask you one question because this popped into my head too. And a couple people echoed it. Not in conversation with me, but independent of me. Is there any concern with him dropping weight, being a quarterback, being able to absorb them hit?
Yes, but I feel like we're in an era of football in which that really doesn't matter ananymore, right? You do want to have that natural, I guess, padding,
cushion
whatever.
for the pushing.
Yes, to say the least. You want to have that natural cushion to absorb some hits. But as we saw with Caleb last year, he wasn't taking hits.
He doesn't get hit.
No, he's light on his feet. He knows how to maneuver his body. He's like water, like Bruce Lee.
Be water.
Be water. That's exactly what Caleb was doing last year. And if that to that point, I don't think he needs that natural cushion. You know what I'm saying? And we just used the example, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's not the biggest quarterback
he's
out
a
there. He's not.
guy.
Yeah, but he's not little either. And when he lost that weight, there were some concerns about, man, he's already had injury concerns the couple of seasons before that. So this might be dangerous for him. MVP season.
MVP. And that's got to be frightening if you're a defensive player. It's already got to be frustrating to get Caleb Williams on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's telling you he's lighter and quicker. He's telling you there were things he felt he could have did last year that he'll be able to do. He already had some amazing plays and some amazing escapes. Now that guy's going to be quicker on his feet. Man, I'm telling you, NFL defenses need to really look out. Caleb Williams, 13-1 MVP odds. I think I'm going to put some money on that.
I'm putting it. I'll put 2 units on it. I'm ready.
I think he has the 8th highest MVP odds, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm putting some money on there. I think I'll do a solid 100 and collect my 1,300. I'm not going to be too greedy. Collect my 13 at the end of the year. I think that's the easy one. Well, it's not easy winning an MVP, but I think if you were to bet on the MVP who has the upside and a really high ceiling, I think Caleb is your guy.
Why not? Bear down.
Bear down.
Speaking of Roma Dunze, he did clear up a lot of concern going into camp about some of the things he said during camp, in which he talked about his foot injury and it being a new normal, where it made a lot of people feel like that he's got a chronic foot issue. Take a listen to this.
Yeah, I just set up a fastball for y'all on that one. That one kind of just went with the wind. Yeah, that's really, I really didn't articulate it well, honestly. That's not really what I meant. I just kind of meant that I had an injury. You know, that's it. That's football. Like, my foot feels great. You know, my foot feels amazing. Through the training staff, training staff here, the training staff that I work with in the off season, all the work that I put in to get it right. Honestly, it's not even really something I think about anymore, which I think is the best thing you can have, you know, after an injury. So yeah, I know that kind of, I know new normal is like, that has a bunch of like connotations of like chronic and like severe like things, like it's never going to be the same. It's not like that at all. Like I'm completely fine. I went through my process of recovery and rehab, and it's been great. You know, obviously I do my due diligence, all those things, because being out sucks. You know, that really is like the number one thing as a football player, any athlete. Y'all know, you don't want to be out. You know, practice, games, whatever it is. So went through my process, getting that right. Man, I feel amazing. Body feels amazing.
Did Rome's clarification make you feel a lot better for his output, well, for his 2026 season, and for what we talked about in the last episode about his future down the line with the Chicago Bears?
I was never that concerned. I've played football. I've played sports. I know how injuries change your body. I also know how when you rehab, you strengthen things around that area that was injured. It never feels the same, but that doesn't mean you can't have the same level of productivity. That doesn't mean you can't be the same athlete. It just builds up calories. It feels a little different. You maybe are more attentive when you warm up. You maybe spend a little extra time warming that area, stretching that area. I was never concerned about Rome anyways. I'm glad he clarified because I felt there were people concerned. At the end of the day, I'm not even glad he clarified because I think Rome is going to be okay. I actually think Rome is set for a really solid year. How that lands himself in the future of the Bears' plans, I don't know because, like, as you pointed out in the last episode, you'll have Luther up for contract. You'll have Coaston up for contract. Only so many guys you can pay. But one of the more interesting things I heard from Rome, did you hear what he set his goals for in terms of numbers? He said he just wanted to be a really good all-around receiver. First and foremost, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to become a better all-around receiver. And in the Ben Johnson offense, if you don't block, you're not getting on the field. So you
No
better
rock.
be an all-around receiver. Rome set his numbers tentatively: 100 catches, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns.
He likes round numbers.
Yeah. He was
So
saying
he's going
total.
for
He was saying get to 100 catches, get over 1,000 yards, get over 10 touchdowns. And with Rome, I
okay.
think he is going to be that possession guy, that guy who gets the tough catches, the third down catches, third and shorts, those guys. So I can't see around 100 catches. And, guys like Jamar Chase, if they get 100 catches, they're going for 1,500 yards. I don't think Rome has that type of explosion. So I think if he did get around, let's say he got around 95 catches, you could see him go for, just over 1,000, 1,100. I think he could be a guy averaging 11 yards a catch. I think he is going to be a safety outlet and run some of the more shallow routes, some of the third rounds. What do you think about his projection?
So you said those are just baseline numbers, right? Because I'm thinking to myself like, damn, he gonna go 10 a catch and then stop right there. 10 catches a game for 100 and then just stop at 1,000. Like, okay, the 10 touchdowns is cool. I'm loving it. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna just go for those three. 1,000 yards. You know how I feel about 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards is
deep value.
it's deep value, but it's just a nice round number. It doesn't really mean elite anymore.
17
catches,
17 games, and the way they throw the ball now, that 1,000 yards is not your daddy's 1,000 yards.
No, not at all. 100 catches, that is elite though. That is prime possession receiver type catches. I don't know if Rome is. Do you think Rome is the possession receiver on this squad?
Yes, I think he is.
Okay.
I think
can see that. He's a bigger
your vertical
body.
threats are Luther Burden. Well, Luther Burden is kind of a 3-level guy. I think Xavier Thomas and Khalif Raymond are your vertical threats. And I think when it comes to down the seam, Colston Loveland stretches the defense vertically along the seam.
Right. So I guess they can be interchangeable. Not Xavier. Xavier is definitely the deep guy. So 100 catches, even if so, 100 catches, I still had that in the elite category. 10 tutties, elite category. So you give me two elite comebacks. I like where we're going. I like the way we're trending, and you getting that extension there, Rome. I'm glad that Rome cleared that up, so now we can rest our head on keeping a bright future for this offense, especially as it goes for pass catchers. You talked about Luther being a dog. He's out there killing this first week.
He's putting belt to their corners.
Yeah, he is, and the way he's just leveled up ever since the middle of last season.
Yeah.
He reminds me when Spider-Man took that super soldier serum in this movie. But you know what? No more spoilers. But Luther Burden has been killing DBs, him and Rome and Colston. They've been working the defense over. I know it makes us feel good.
I know where you're going.
As fans of the offense,
I know where you're
right?
going.
We've been talking about the offense this whole time. We expect the offense to be top 5, but it was the defense. It was the defense that kind of put us in some bad spots more times than not last season, right? Are we concerned?
Yes, we are concerned. We are concerned because here's the thing. One of the themes through NFL training camps is usually what? Defenses usually are ahead of the offense at the start.
Yes.
Offense takes a lot more chemistry, cohesion, and a lot more timing to function. That's why you see NFL offenses usually get better as the season goes on. Defense, there are certain basic things that defenses do across the board in the NFL. Cover 2, then you have some variations of cover 3 and cover 2, but they're kind of easy to understand. You plug and play a lot of defense. Safety know what he does in a cover 2. Even if he's coming from Tampa, he comes in here mid-season, or mid-training camp, he knows what to do. So there is a little bit of concern, especially the defense struggled last.
I don't feel great about it, right? Because yes, traditionally defenses are ahead of offense right now, but it's a unique situation in Chicago. The defense was mostly rotated out, especially in the secondary. And offense, everybody's saying DJ Moore is back, and they've got another year with the same terminology, the same playbook, the same teammates. They should be. I mean, logically, they should be ahead of the defense, right? But I'm gonna pump the brakes. I'm gonna stall it out. It is first week of training camp. Some things will take a little while. And if the Bears can be a top 10 offense after being the same spot where the defense is right now, everybody's new. We had to pick it up. We had to figure it out as we're going along. And remember how the offense kept having those dead ball issues, kept having those false starts and can't line up right. By the end of the season, they could be a top 10 offense. Why can't the defense just be a slow learner and then by the end of the season be a top 10 defense? I mean, it's possible, hopefully.
They don't have the pads on yet. So you're not seeing a defense that can exercise its physicality, really get a pass rush going. I think the defense is playing a little vanilla too. You still want to get Kyler Gordon back. You still want to get Elijah Hicks back, TJ Edwards back. Montez Sweat just returned from his, little illness. So there is some hope for the defense. So like you said, there's some moving parts. You got two brand new safeties back there. Jalen Johnson is a returning starter, but honestly, you only saw Jalen Johnson for 4 games last year. So you're almost talking about a new corner there. So I think the offense definitely has more cohesion, and the defense is still developing their chemistry and their cohesion. So, yes, pump the brakes a little bit. Am I concerned? Yes, I'm still concerned because the defense didn't play well last year, and it relied on takeaways to kind of tread above water. So there is some concern, but we're not at the level of, panic room yet. We're not panicking yet. Like you said, the offense looked miserable at this point of training camp, and there were people just going crazy. I still have saved a lot of stuff on my phone from people declaring Caleb Williams a bust at this time last year. People declaring that if there was a redraft, he would be the last of the 6 first-round quarterbacks. People declaring Penix and J.J. McCarthy better than him at this time last year. So, yes, to put a silver lining on it, yeah, the defense is it's early. It's early. We're going to give them some grace.
Caleb is not eating after 7 p.m. anymore. Said it helped him a lot.
I think I'm going to go with, you know what? I think I'm going to go with the same thing. We here at Frustrated Sports, we are going to get in the best shape of our life too. No eating after 7 p.m.
Is that Eastern Standard Time or Pacific Standard Time? Which 7 p.m. are we going with?
To start it off, let's go with Western. West Coast. Give us a little lead.
Caleb lost his weight. He credited to just being more focused, not eating after 7 p.m., some other thing like that. And somebody else, one of his, I would say, favorite teammate on offense is also coming to camp in the best shape of their professional career, the left tackle, Braxton Jones. Braxton Jones, as you know, he's much maligned with the Bears. He's been here this is his 6th season, right?
His 4-year rookie contract just expired. And they remember he's the 5th round pick, so they didn't have
he got a 1 year.
He got a 1 year deal.
Yeah. We all know Braxton Jones is in a left tackle battle with Kyron Amaganji, nerd. I think Theo Benedict is still getting some reps too. And Jedrick Wills, the guy the Bears traded for during the offseason. So they're not in pass right now. So you can't really get a real good feel for where these guys, like you said, defense, left tackle, none of the guys that depend on physicality. You can't get a real good thought about where they at right now. But the thing that I think shocked us most Bears fans is this guy getting first team reps. Your boy, Kyron.
Kyron Amaganji getting first team reps did surprise me. I thought they were just trying to salvage him, and I thought he would be Darnell Wright's primary backup or competing to be Darnell Wright's primary backup. I thought he would just move to the right side, and that would be done. Him getting first team reps at left. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm like you last year when you said you wanted these position battles wrapped up no later than first preseason game. Going to second preseason game, you wanted clarity. I want clarity for this left tackle position. I think the Bears are at a spot where we're contending. I want to start a name because I want him getting all the first team reps. I don't want any excuse heading into the season. This is the guy protecting Caleb Williams' blind side. I understand it's a competition. You want the best man to win. I want the most prepared man. I need a prepared man on that left side. The advantage of Jedrick Willis is, even though he's been hurt, and that's what led him to Chicago, he's a guy that's a first-round talent. So I get that. I'm not sure why Kyron is being salvaged and you're giving him an opportunity with the first team. Maybe Ryan Pace put that plea in for him. He likes his nerd school guys. Maybe it's the last chance for a nerd school guy to shine.
I ain't mean to, I don't want to disrespect the Jedrick Wills and Theo Benedict. They are also in some of the best shapes of their professional career. Jedrick added double-digit lean mass to his frame this offseason. Theo Benedict, they say he's gotten bigger and faster as well. So it's a lot of lean, mean fighting machines on this offensive side of the ball, along with Caleb Williams. So they're supposed to put on pads in week 2. So I think we can start getting some idea of like who's actually head and shoulders in ahead of this left tackle battle. And I would assume it's Braxton's job to lose, right? You agree?
I would. And I felt like he was in the driver's seat. Seeing 2 other guys getting rotated in and Jedrick getting the bulk of first team reps made me realize it's a little bit more open than I thought it was. I thought this was Braxton's job to lose. I think he still has to win this.
Yeah, but they're only doing 7-on-7, 11-on-11. I mean, if there's any point in training camp where you can get everybody in to get familiar with first team, it would be now. So I don't take much from Kyron getting a lot of first team reps on Saturday during the open practice. I don't take a lot of Jedrick getting his first team reps either. When and Theo, I still believe Braxton won the job last year. I believe it's his job. He would have to lose the job more than anybody have to beat him out. It's his job as long as he goes out and take it.
I still think Kyron, Theo, and Jedrick, maybe one of them does get a chance to really push for a starting spot, but I don't think all 3 of those guys will be on the roster once the season starts.
Let's move off the field for a little bit. Darnell Wright, we're already in camp. He ain't got that contract extension yet, man.
I said he would get it early in camp. When you asked me, looks like I'm gonna lose that over on.
I think we are all losing it because, to his credit, he's not doing he's not holding in, he's not holding out. Well, we see that somewhere in other places in the NFC North right now. So we got everybody locked in on the goal at hand, but you got to take care of number 1 too. And number 1 is yourself. You don't want to play yourself, right? Got to get that bag. And I know it's a lot more complex than just, the dollars and cents of it. There's probably some other language in there about when do you get X.
That seems to be the thing right now. I think they've got a framework on years and money. Because Darnell Wright came out and said it's a matter of when, not if he'll sign the contract extension. He just said that yesterday.
Right. It's probably just having to do some finer points of the contract. When do I get my bonuses? How much bonus money will be, put here and versus, roster bonuses and workout bonuses, stuff like that. And it's not necessarily the dollar amount. I'm pretty sure the Darnell Wright and the Bears are comfortable with the dollar amount, which is probably going to reset.
Yes, I was going to ask you, what did you think Darnell was going to get? Because I'm pretty sure he's resetting the right tackle market.
Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. I mean, because the Bears are not in a position to negotiate hard. You know what I'm saying? Because where are you going to get it in?
We know we're talking north of 20. We know we're talking north of 20. Is he going to?
I would be shocked if it's less. I would be shocked.
Oh yeah, we're talking north of 20. How close to 30 do you think he'll get? That's left.
I will be shocked. I'll be shocked if it's less than. I'll be shocked if it's less than 25. I'm thinking he's going to be around it. It's going to be in the neighborhood of that Linderbaum contract.
Okay. Yeah, 25 a year will reset that right tackle market. Usually it's the left tackles that are 28 and above.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Darnell's going to get close to left tackle market.
Yeah, deserves. Because you're not
Very
paying
deserved.
you're not paying a left tackle money right now. So the sooner you do it, the better for your cap. Other news off the field, your boy Liam Coen, what he had to say about the Bears and their situation. Listen to this.
Pull up my phone, look at the NFL Network website, and just pop up here. And I'm column. Curious if I see any photos or anything about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think I'll just scroll right on through.
Keep going, yeah.
I think I'll see 40 pictures of Caleb Williams, and I won't see a single thing about any of our players on here. And so it's beautiful.
But with Caleb, I don't know if you saw this, but Liam Coen of the Jaguars said it's very easy to motivate his players because nobody ever talks about them. All he ever hears about is Caleb Williams. I'm curious what you think about another coach throwing his name out there and whether you're dealing with the opposite situation here of hammering to your guys not to believe the hype.
Well, we're the number one regression candidates, so I think we got plenty of motivation ourselves. We talked about Caleb in the past. He's used to handling a lot of attention, so I'm not worried about that.
This hating is baby. It's simp behavior. I think I'll go to the league website and see 40 pictures of Caleb Williams and nothing on us. It's beautiful. You see what I did with my hand? Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It was very Trump-like. Create a story that's not there. There's no reason for him to worry about what's on that NFL website. And Caleb Williams being featured on it is a testament of his potential and what he's produced. I know he loves his Trevor Lawrence, his tall white knight with long hair. But Trevor has made his bed. Trevor has made his bed. He has to lie in it because this is year 7 for Trevor. It'll be year 7 or 6. And I wouldn't call Trevor a bust. I wouldn't call him a bad quarterback. But the Trevor that was billed before that draft is supposed to be a guy that is sitting at the table with Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and you can include Matt Stafford. Trevor's not sitting there. Trevor has made no illusions about being that player. And it seems like he's reached his ceiling. The ceiling on Trevor is not nearly as high what he was projected as. He was projected as a generational quarterback, and he's just a good quarterback, I'd say. Good quarterback, solid quarterback. Where you put him?
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's all right.
If I log on to the NFL's website, I don't want to see Trevor Lawrence highlight. Doesn't excite me.
Oh,
does Trevor Lawrence have a highlight package?
No, he doesn't. But I mean, he's all right. I mean, he's better than Tua. But I mean,
he's definitely better than Tua. Shout out to Tua. Looks like he's going to win that quarterback competition if he can stay healthy. I think they picked up another quarterback.
Yes, because they're both hurt already. They had to go get another quarterback because him and Penix are hurt already. It's ridiculous.
They're not even hitting.
Atlanta is not serious. They're an unserious football organization in Atlanta.
How are we already having an injury update on Tua? I'm scrolling my desk and there's a timeline to his return already. How did he even get hurt? They're not hitting.
It's enough. It's completely unserious. But yeah, you're right. If you want to see more information about the Jacksonville Jaguars, then maybe you should do something that's worthy of attention. I mean, Caleb is box office, you said it. He's cinema. Caleb aura farmed the whole season. He was mogging the Packers while he was throwing game-winning touchdowns. That's the type of stuff that you put front and center on your social media page. That gets clicks. That gets attention. That gets shares. What are the Jacksonville Jaguars doing to get shares? Nothing. You mad? You mad because Chicago was put up here and Jacksonville isn't?
Trading future first-round picks for a generational two-way player that doesn't play two-way.
What does Jacksonville do to to even be in the conversation. Jay-Z said, "What the hell have y'all done to even have an opinion on what I've been doing? What the hell have y'all won? Only thing you can associate with is losing."
That's another Jay-Z quote. What you eat don't make me
Bingo.
bars. Because
Oh,
that's a double entendre. I think Liam Coen needs to worry about that terrible little division he's in and focus on that. What I found interesting was Ben Johnson's reply to that. I love Ben Johnson because he ain't shy about nothing.
no.
I love that he and this team are motivated. All the regression talk, they're taking note of that. Did you hear Ben Johnson say, I get it. We're the number one team for regression right now. What do you think about that?
Well, this league is built on regression, right? Worst to first to worst, everything parity. I mean, somebody's got to do it. And, the way the Bears got to where they were last year, a lot of people who didn't really watch the games, they would call it fluky. They would call it luck, whatever. They can't do it twice. And they've had some upheaval on their defense. So they think we're prime. They think it's, but what they don't see is that all of our ops ain't got better. The Vikings ain't got better. The Packers ain't got better. The Lions are the Lions. They can bounce back, but they still hurt. They doing the Lions thing. And because all of our ops ain't get better, our floor is raised. The saxophones are getting loud from them other squads because the Bears ain't going nowhere.
Saxophones are definitely getting loud.
So, yeah, I agree with Ben. Yeah, we here to talk. Again, it goes right back to what I said. They weren't watching the Bears if they believe the Bears are going to regress. Only a significant injury, and I'm not putting that on anybody, knock on wood. That would be the only thing that can stop us. This team is headed for the Super Bowl before they headed to the top 10 in the draft.
And Liam Coen, if you're mad now about all the attention Caleb's getting, look away in February. Look away in late January. Because I can guarantee you one thing. The Jaguars won't be relevant when it gets cold. They're going to do what Florida does. Iguanas were falling out of the treetop. Liam, look away in February because you're going to be really, really tired of seeing Caleb Williams in a few months.
Bear down.
Bear down.
The Bears.
Appreciate you tapping into this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Don't matter if you was watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with everybody on the block, and hit the notification bell so you never miss none of our daily drops. And to all the guys from the Shy, we say three things. Bear down, fly the W, and sell the team, Jerry.